What's up, guys? She has completed her mission. Sewer Ling Xiaoyu has found the emergency patch. So we are finally able, to potentially play a better game right now. The emergency patch just got released a couple hours ago. So it was worth the effort creating this outfit. Okay, I'm gonna stop joking. Let me just change quickly. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should talk about this new patch because there's more than I assumed there's gonna be. More changes than expected. I don't think anyone expected this amount of changes, which is good. But yeah, we should talk about it step by step. As you guys know, maybe you've seen my videos. The state of the game, season 2, it's been a disaster so far. The reviews, adding so much aggressiveness into this game, even more than in season 1. Streamlining the game, plus some block homing moves are being added, stance transitions, no counterplay, character identity being lost. Like there was so much we talked about in the last, how many days? 15, 16 days since season 2 dropped. So yeah, it's time to look into this patch and to maybe regain trust. I know it might be too early to talk about that, but I checked the notes obviously, and it looks better. It looks much better now, but there are changes that are gonna affect Xiaoyu. That's why we have to talk about it. And we're gonna start. Let me just open the changes there. There are the patch notes. I hope you can see them. We're not gonna read through all of this, just so you know. I mean, the very first point is, and yeah, this one alone, as you can see, the health, it's 200 now. So they changed it from 180 to 200. So people were scared, okay, my pokes are gonna get nerfed indirectly, I'll have to poke more. Or, opposite to that, they're gonna incentivize mashing, maybe even more. Mashing counter hits, plus and block homing moves with crazy range. So they have now even more opportunity to just mash. So people who are afraid of that change, honestly, I don't know myself if I like it or not. And then again, it's only 20 more. Like 20 more damage isn't that much or that big of a deal. But then again, we have to play first and check for ourselves. I don't know yet. And they're also saying Rage Art is gonna get activated a little bit earlier now due to this change. So we might spend a longer time in Rage. We will see how this is gonna work out. People were calling this the lazy route. Instead of maybe changing and toning down combos or busted, broken moves, the damage of these moves, they just gave us more health. So we'll see how this is gonna go. But they also announced for the next patch they're gonna look into, I think they said combo damage. So yeah, we might see what's gonna come next in mid-May. But that's like one of the biggest changes. There you can see number 2, gradual adjustments to overly high reward moves. We're not gonna go into that. Some of them are character specific. They changed, the broken moves from Jack and Paul, but also changes to, thankfully, to June, to Lars, to Brian. Like there's a lot, to Kuma, of course, to Anna, the new character. I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can see the patch notes for yourself for all the characters. But there is one interesting part, overly high reward moves, low risk, high reward. Let me just see if this is included in number 2. There's number 3. Yeah, so what's interesting is, and I don't think anyone expected this, I feel like this emergency patch, this might be the the defense patch they talked about, or they promised us to deliver, because now the very first thing they changed, and that's I'm gonna assume that's a buff for defense in Tekken. They just like, not entirely, but for 80% right now, 90% people have already found, I'm gonna call them bugs, I don't know if it's intended or not. Wall stagger moves are gone. I mean, the moves are here, but the wall stagger is gone. Where I'm pushing the opponent. Oh wait, let me change this to blocking. Pushing the opponent to the wall, so a move is gonna be, instead of maybe I don't know, +9, it's gonna be +17, like here. They have removed nearly every single wall stagger, just to give us more opportunity to to add some counterplay, to maybe interrupt. +9 is where we still have time to poke, for example, or parry, or sidestep quickly, or even maybe power crush. So that's a very interesting change, in my opinion. For Xiaoyu, and this is like literally the only thing in her patch notes regarding Xiaoyu. She lost her wall stagger ability for 3 moves. It's 4-4-4. It's +9 now. No wall stagger. Hypnotist 3 steps. +9. As you can see, the animation is gone. No wall stagger. Like Kazuya would like touch the wall and drop down. I think to his knees. That's gone. And the third attack, and that one's yeah, that one's honestly, that's hilarious, because I feel like the wall stagger was the only reason why we got this move. AOP forward 3+4, or now forward 3+4 3+4. This one. Guys, what is the purpose of this move right now? What's the purpose? I've been thinking of maybe putting this on Twitter, with the hashtag, but I'm not sure yet. This is, of course, I mean, the best use of this move was to make it work at the wall. Maybe even after heat engager, pressuring even more, getting the plus frames. But now it's super slow. I mean, it's still +8, which is great, but there is like, we don't have the time window to make this work that often. Like, it's unusable, even more now than before, in my opinion. So that change is hilarious. But yeah, that is gone. Wall stagger moves are basically gone, apart from the ones that were found on Twitter. I guess they haven't looked into all of them, but they're gonna patch it out. It's gonna be fine. But for Xiaoyu, that's like the only direct change. So not that I've used this a lot of times, but it's losing another pressure tool at the wall. But I think that one's maybe good for the game. I've never been a fan of this. They introduced this in late Tekken 7. Was it Season 3, Season 4? I'm not sure. I don't know if this was like ever needed, to be honest. But yeah, that's gone now for 4-4-4. Hypnotist 2 after 3 steps, and my favorite move, this one right here. Forward 3+4 3+4, or AOP forward 3+4. Yeah, so more health, no wall stagger moves anymore. And now let's talk about the most interesting change, the biggest change in my opinion. Something all of us kind of wanted them to do, rebalancing the offensive and defensive aspects of the heat system. So, first of all, during heat, when the heat meter is activated, moves that were already dealing chip damage, they will not deal even more chip damage. They have toned down chip damage, which is great. They have toned down heat dash combos or combo enders after aerial combo, so that's good as well. But the biggest change by far is heat engagers are, wait, let me show you. Heat engagers are not +17 anymore on hit. on hit actually, not on block. And this is where I'm saying, wow, is this the defense patch they promised us for Season 2? Were they talking about this? You know, people were begging for this change just because we were like, every single time a heat engager would like hit us, every single time we are forced into this situation where we just, our only option would be to guess. Like 0 to no, I mean, there wasn't a lot of counterplay so far, you know, when it comes to being here, plus 17, what are you supposed to do? Like even, you know, jabbing or crouch jab can be super dangerous, you know, and now they changed this to plus 9. And as you can see, Kazuya is walking because this is what I want to show you guys. That's gonna be the biggest change for this game. I think it's a good change, but I feel like, you know, especially with Xiaoyu, we talked about this before, she doesn't have the best or the most plus on block moves or pressure tools, especially fast moves. You know, she has forward 4, she has wall running free. I mean, forward 4 is plus on block, but it's slow, and it's a high. That one's also a high. You know, these moves, especially forward 4 and wall running free, I feel like we needed the frames, you know, the plus 17, for the opponent to, you know, not being able to step these follow-ups. You know, I've been telling people to go for things like while running free after hitting a heat engager. Do you see what's happening now? You know, plus 9 instead of plus 17 means for the opponent there is actually counterplay now. So they can actually sidestep, they can poke, they can low parry, they can power crush, they can rage art on hit. So that's a big change. That's a big change. I'm not gonna say it's a nerf for Xiaoyu, but it's gonna be harder now to, you know, land these kind of moves. You know, just adding pressure after pressure, plus frames after plus frames, plus 17. You know, and then they're gonna block while running free. Plus 7, and you know, from here AOP 2-1, maybe with the heat dash holding forward. Now it's not gone, but depending on the opponent, like it's gonna be more risky now. Like people are gonna, maybe even more than before, they will have the opportunity to step Xiaoyu now after heat engagers on hit. So we will have to, you know, maybe reevaluate our options once you know, we hit a heat engager. You know, which is good on one hand. You know, people have been complaining about this. Like in Tekken, so many rounds just look the same. After you land a heat engager, it's gonna be another mid or homing pressure tool into maybe potential wall combo, and then heat smash, or even without the wall, going for your favorite route over and over again, just because the opponent cannot interrupt you. So that might be a healthy change for the game. You know, adding more layers, there is more depth now. You have to like actually look into matchups even. Who's able to step which kind of moves, what are good follow-ups, what are the safest routes. Like I feel like that's a new topic now. But what I'm trying to say is heat engagers right now on hit, plus 17 is gone, it's plus 9. But yeah, now we have to think of what are good follow-ups. 4-4-4, they can just sidewalk while running free. This can clip Kazuya sometimes, I think. What is it? Yeah, it's... Now it worked. It's weird, but yeah. My point is, we cannot throw these moves out anymore. Or, you know, as freely as we did during Season 1. So that's the biggest change. So they're like actually adding defense and counterplay now, movement. They've already buffed the sidestep, so that's a very interesting change. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we cannot throw out this one anymore. I mean, that is a high, they could always duck this one. But you know, both moves are doing chip damage as well, but that one was like my go-to move after landing a heat engager. So it's gonna be tricky to think, okay, what's gonna be the best move now? Is the character gonna be able to, you know, even maybe backdash certain options from Xiaoyu, or as Kazuya is doing, sidewalking? So we have to be more careful, and I think in the long run that's a healthy change for the game. So I kinda like it a lot, actually. It's gonna be a good change. So heat engagers, instead of being plus 17, it is plus 9. Now adding like literally defensive options, counterplay, even to heat engagers on hit, which is great. And they've already announced for the May update, they will look into combo damage and heat burst. Wait, was it heat burst or heat smash? They're gonna look into frames when it comes to heat. So I'm gonna assume we're gonna get even more changes when it comes to, you know, frame advantages during heat. So that's, I guess, probably the biggest change we got in the game, which is great. So we have the health increase, wall stagger is gone, heat engagers are plus 17 instead of plus 9. There it's saying for mid-May adjustments will include reducing air combo damage and re-evaluating the performance of heat burst. That's going to be an interesting one. You know, now it's kind of inconsistent. Some of them you can step, other ones you cannot step, or maybe, you know, maybe to one side. It's weird. It might be even buggy. We'll see what they're gonna do. And also, guys, just so you know, I'm seeing your comments, you know, about her new combo routes and what are we supposed to do. They're like inconsistent. You know, now that I've seen what's gonna come next, you know, the May patch with the aerial combos and damage, I'm gonna wait for that patch, and after the next patch I will continue working on that combo video, you know, because I can tell you I've already started, but I feel like it was too risky, you know, to finish this video with not knowing what they're gonna do. And now they've announced, okay, combo damage is gonna be next, and I just, you know, don't want to put out a bigger video where every single combo might be, even if it's only damage, but it's not gonna be correct. So I'm gonna wait for this next patch. But it's good that they're like announcing what's gonna be next. You know, toning down even more moves as well. Evo Japan is gonna be fun in 3 weeks. Is it 3.5 weeks? So that's gonna be super interesting. Okay, is there anything else? As we know, they've already announced it. Throws and throw breaking. It's not dealing chip damage anymore. There's the heat engager information, 17 to 9. Heat dash, post-hit aerial combo damage scaled down from 70 to 60%. Chip damage change as well, so that's another good change. Yeah, this might be, yeah, that's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna talk about. It's not really important anymore, unfortunately, but as we know, honestly, I was like 90% positive they're gonna revert this change, but they didn't. Key charge is still not giving us, you know, counted properties. At this point, I don't think it's gonna come back. And what they did now, and I'm not getting it, but it is what it is. You know, key charging now would give us 150% of damage for a move instead of, you know, the natural hit 100%. And now they have reduced it even more. Key charge, now every move will deal 110%, which is like ridiculous. 10% more. Yeah, you know, in other words, key charge is dead, like for real this time. There is like no reason to go for it anymore. But I guess that's what they want. You can call this another, you know, defense buff change, whatever. Yeah, anyway, You know, we have to be careful. They have apologized in their patch notes, even on Twitter. Murray, Nakatsu, I think Harada as well. So they are looking into our feedback. Better late than never, in my opinion. I know it's easier said than done now, but we will have to wait and see. You know, if they're gonna keep going, you know, into that direction, because this patch right now looks fine. I like the changes. It's gonna add more depth. It's gonna be even more important now, though, to you know, nerf all these crazy new moves in the next patches. So I am like, yeah, I am optimistic, but yeah, I'm gonna be careful, because as we know, like the next patch can again change everything, and we're gonna be here again, and I'm gonna summon Sewer Ling to, I don't know, do even bigger missions and save the world next time. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna be optimistic for now. These are decent changes. We'll see what's gonna come next. That's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you think. Do you like the changes? Are you a fan of Heat Engager +9 instead of 17? Also, please let me know, have you ever used this? Not that it's important, but I'm trying to see something. I might go for the tweet. You know, maybe just delete this move and maybe give us another one, because now there is no reason. You know, it's not even tracking. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna... It's already 21 minutes. It's time to go. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.